The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
Well, for the stock of the day today, I have left it up to my fantastic guests, Michael Gable from Fairmont Equities and Jonathan Tacadena from MPC Markets. And I love them. I mean, all of our guests are so cluey, but these guys have done it so well. They've picked two stocks that are actually storming higher today, Civmec and Magellan. These are our stocks of the day, and while they're having a good day today, we thought we'd continue with the theme of the new financial year. So if they're doing well today, does it mean that there's potentially more gains on tap through FY26? So let's start with Magellan, which was Michael's pick to discuss as stock of the day. Michael, what's your view?
Yeah, this one grabbed my attention actually only yesterday. So, I'm not saying that this is going to be a massive pick for FY26, but keep an eye on it. The reason why it grabbed my attention yesterday is because, shorter term, it looked like it was trading in a tight range, and I thought if it had an upside break today, there might be a trade there. And look, it's jumped up maybe a little bit too much in the short term, but when I have a look at a weekly chart, it starts to get interesting. It's not a long-term buy yet, but we all recall that the fall from grace, the funds under management outflows a few years ago, and a lot of people were asking at the time, is it time to pick up Magellan? It's fallen from $70 to $30 to $20 to $15. And, my view at the time was, well, given what's happened, you'd need at least a couple of years for the business to, get their performance back on track, to, win confidence again, to see funds under management come back in. If all that can happen, and there's no guarantee, then maybe they're on a path to recovery. So what we've seen is obviously that huge fall a few years ago, but in the past few years, we could see that it's basically traded sideways. And basically it's like building a base. So the section under the blue line, in my opinion, is building a base, not too dissimilar to that gold chart that we looked at earlier, the RRL. All we need to see now is a break above that blue line. So I can't remember where it is. It's close to sort of $11 or something like that. But essentially, I think it's one to keep an eye on. It could be a turnaround if they start to see funds under management improve. If obviously on the back of potentially better performance, we don't know if these things will happen. But purely from a technical point of view, you see a break above a blue line like that, because that base has been in place for a few years, you could end up with a fairly decent move. So early days, but one to keep an eye on.
Nice. So Magellan, one to watch for the start, at least, of FY26. So Civmec, Civmec.
Yes.
It's in the engineering space,
Yeah.
right? Why do you like it? Why is this a promising chart in your view?
Okay, so I mentioned it on the last call last week,
Yep.
and then I wrote about it yesterday in the newsletter. But when engineering companies trend, it's almost rule-like. They basically just keep powering away. And so the stocks I mentioned were ServiceStream, SRG Global, and Tasmea. And if you brought those charts up, it just looks magnificent for a trender. So great that you know that engineering companies do trend well. It's like, okay, but what's the next one? So I had a look around, and Civmec popped up, and the trend has only been going for maybe the last 2-3 months. So I think there's got plenty more to go. Like obviously you see it's trended high today. So yeah, that's one I think that could do really well for FY26. So keep an eye on it. So CVL is the code.
Got it. Thank you, Magellan and CVL. A couple charts we'll be watching as we move further into FY26, and that is your stocks of the day.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.